Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. I'm Hubby Jenkins coming to you from Queens, New York. I hope you are doing well. I hope life is treating you well. Let's say hi to all of our friends and family on Facebook Live. Hello, how are you? And before we get to our wonderful singer today, Brendan, I'm going to say hello to everybody in this room. Take a deep breath. Okay, here we go. Hello, Brendan. Hey, hubby, that's me. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aloysius in Massachusetts. Hey, Arlene in Berkeley. Hey, Sheila, how you doing? Sherry, New Hampshire, what's up? Jamie in Victoria, BC, how you doing? Susan, I see you. Hey, Ruth in Birmingham, how's it going? Janet, Luda, and Mark, good to see you. Lots of love. What's up, Jenny in Suffolk? Bonnie in Boise, Connecting Audio, how you doing? What's up, Keith and Susan in Seattle? Kathleen in Albuquerque, what's the good news? Hey, Michelle, what's up, Storm, how you doing? Browan, what's up? JBA, how you doing? 700 days. That's crazy. How you doing, Carolyn Boise? Lynn and Cliff in Vermont, what's up? Curly Tops, Don't Stops, how you doing? And who else am I missing over here? What's up, Deli? What's up, Patricia? Oh, hey, Stephanie in Michigan, how's it going? Claire in Boise, what's up? C. Cox, how you doing? What's up, Bob's iPhone? Joni, connecting to audio again. What's up, Penny Ross? Hello, Carolyn in DC. And I think that's everybody I got today. Oh, and Sandy in North Carolina. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, one and all. If I miss you on the hello, I'll get you going out again. It's March, Daily Antidote Song, where we are thinking about and meditating on our women, on our friends and families with disabilities, people of Irish descent, and always meditating and praying for peace in Ukraine and all other places in the world. Yeah, and with that, let's get together and gather around the song. Today, presenting Brendan. I didn't ask you to say your last name, so I hope I get it right if I say Taaffe.
Just Taff.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to
So,
introduce Brendan Taaffe.
yeah.
Take it away. Looking forward to hearing you.
Great. Thanks. So I just thought I would share an Irish ballad. Kind of we're on the very tail end of St. Paddy's Day, and probably you got enough of the kind of tooraloo relays. So I'm going to sing something a little older than that. It's called "The Cocks Are Crowing," and I learned it from Phil Callery, who's a great Dublin singer and a friend of mine, and you might know him. He sang for years with a group called the Voice Squad, which was really one of the first groups to harmonize Irish traditional material. The Irish tradition traditionally is not harmonized, but they did some amazing stuff with harmonies and sang this song. The Cocks Are Crowing. The lyrics should be in your chat. The cocks are crowing, daylight is appearing, it's drawing nigh to the break of day. Arise, my darling, out of your slumber. Arise, my darling, and come away. And when he came to his true love's window, he kneeled low down upon a stone. And through her window he whispered softly, Arise, my darling, and let me in. Who is that is at my window, and who is that gives me no rest? 'Tis I, your poor wounded lover, who fain would speak with you, love, a while. Oh, go away and ask your daddy if he would have you my bride to be. If he says no, then return and tell me. And this is the last time I will trouble thee. My dada, he's in his bedchamber, he's fast asleep on his bed of ease. And in his pocket he holds a letter, which reads, "Much my darling, unto your disgrace." Oh, what disgrace can he do unto me? A faithful husband to you I'll be. And what other neighbors have round their houses? The same, my darling, you will have with me. Oh, go away and ask your mammy if she would have you my bride to be. If she says no, then return and tell me, for this is the last time I will trouble thee. Oh, my mamma is an old-aged woman, and scarce can hear of a word I'd say. She bids you go, love, and court some other, for I'm not a fitting love your bride to be. Oh, I will go to the wild mountains, where I'll see nothing but thee, wild deer, and I'll eat nothing but thee, wild herbs, and I'll drink nothing but my true love's tears. If the killie boyne it were mine in the chorus, and the green fields they were mine and wide. If my pen were made of the tempered steel shore, my true love's praises I could never write.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great job. I mean, is there a more beautiful love song than an Irish ballad? I don't know.
We're a melancholic people, so we get that. Do that fairly well, yeah.
Um, Although I think the mom's kind of rough in this song. I didn't expect her to say that my daughter's an unfit person to be a bride. I didn't see that. I didn't see that line coming.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to get rid of him, aren't they? You know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like in my band we did Celtic Connections, the festival
Yeah, yeah,
in Glasgow,
yeah.
and it was the first time I was in places where a place where everyone just knew ballad songs, like just casually,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like the first time I went to New Orleans and saw like regular or contemporary people just pick up a concertina and just bust out. It's just so part of the
Right.
culture
Yeah, yeah,
still,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like one guy was explaining to me, he's like, it's because we didn't have TV in a lot of places for a very long time, so people had to keep entertaining themselves still with these songs. I guess, how did you get into it? And what's your connection to these
So
songs or ballads?
I'm first generation Irish American. My dad came over in his 20s, and uh, like a lot of people that he was the only one out of the family that left, and I think like a lot of immigrants from whatever culture, he became way more Irish once he was here. You know, if you're Irish in Ireland, you don't need to assert your identity very much, but he did here. So we grew up listening to a lot of Irish music. So those are the first songs I knew. He more was he didn't come from the tradition. You know, he grew up in Dublin, so that those first songs would have been like Dubliners and Clancy Brothers and
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. You know, and I think you just contractually have to wear an Aaron jumper to sing those now. So I don't do those as much, but so that's where it comes from. It was like it was my first music, and you know, it's this real connection to family. We would go over in summers to see the cousins, and then kind of college years, I got really heavily into the kind of the deeper tradition.
Yeah. I know with like with me, like playing like blues and
Yeah.
more old timey stuff. I encountered when I first started playing, growing up in New York. There's a lot of people just saying like, "Boy, why are you playing this music?" Or
Yeah,
like,
sure.
play the Deliverance theme song or whatever kind of nonsense.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
wondering
yeah.
like, did you have to deal with that kind of stuff? Just like, give us the, I don't know, Danny Boy, or like, give us the cliches of Irish music or whatever it is.
Oh,
Is
I
that
mean,
something you?
yeah. Every time I went home and to Ireland and would see my auntie Jean, one of the first things she would say is, "So, are you still playing the diddly eye?" And so I got it from that side, from like the family thinking like, why are you doing this? And then, yeah, if you have a fiddle in your hand here, someone's gonna ask you to play "The Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Yeah.
You know,
At least it's not a Stairway to Heaven, I guess.
right? Yeah.
I remember my first time in Ireland too. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I just remember, I don't know, thinking about being over there and being a musician. It's the first time I walked into bars that had signs that said like, "If you're not a musician, don't sit here," or like,
Right. Yeah.
just the respect and reverence for musicians is, I feel, big there.
Yeah, the culture's amazing with that. And like you were saying, being in Glasgow in a place where everyone knows ballads, there's like such a culture of respecting the song in the pub. And it'll be odd, like there'll be that little corner of the snug or wherever the instrumentalists are, and you'll have, the best fiddlers in the world tearing away, and no one's really paying careful attention at the bar. Like people are drinking and chatting, and there's a great vibe from the music. But as soon as someone gets ready to sing a song, the entire pub goes silent, and it's like enforced, right? Like, shh, shh, Eunice, which is Irish for silence. Of like there's about to be a song, and it might just be, or it often is, like this like old fellow Tom who has sung the same song every Tuesday night for the past 30 years at the pub. So it's no surprise, we all know what he's about to sing, but there's like this amazing reverence for the song, and so there's total silence for the song. It's amazing.
Yeah. And just also like what a person's feeling comes through in that song. If they sell it
Yeah.
a million times, oh, they're really hanging on the third verse this week, or
Right. Yeah.
I know that they lost their job last month, or something. Like
Right.
that's also in it too, which I think is,
Yeah.
I don't know, the beauty of this. Also, the beauty of this daily song of all of everyone getting
Right.
together and somehow manifesting that kind of feeling through the, is it cables, waves, airwaves.
Waves. Yeah. I think it used to
Yeah.
be cables, but now we're onto the waves. So.
That's the future's crazy.
Yeah. It really is. Apparently, someone like 5G can really mess up your dog.
Go on.
Like someone, this is anecdotal, but like someone recently, like upgraded and got a new 5G service, and then their dog like just was off and not like having a lot of trouble. And when they disconnected the 5G, the dog got better.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm not even really sure like what 5G is. I guess that's one of those things that's slightly above my pay grade, my brain.
Mm.
But I guess we'll find out soon enough all the effects of having a supercomputer around us and airwaves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember hearing there was a drummer from Mississippi, freaking frack, I forgot his name, but he was saying that like back in like the like 20s and early teens, that you could tell how far you could hear his bass drum by the diameter. So if it was like whatever 10 something big, like you could hear it for 10 miles. And like in this interview, he's like attributing that to the fact that there were no radio waves, there was no TV or anything in the air.
Oh, huh.
Like
Right.
the sound was just able to travel,
Right.
and you could hear people singing and stomping in my bass drum for miles around because of that.
Wow.
Which I just like that image, and like that story of like the trumpet player from New Orleans who would play so well loudly that he could stand in the middle of the street and play at two different bars at once with two different bands, stuff like that.
Amazing. Yeah, it used to be quieter. There's like some been amazing research going on about the few remaining quiet places that are left.
Where's one of those places?
The Boundary Waters in Minnesota is one of the few places where you like won't hear human created sound. Uh, Olympic Peninsula, the rainforest on the western side of the Olympic Peninsula. I think there's some places in Saskatchewan, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I'm always thinking about like the darkest places, but not the quietest places. But that's
No.
New Yorker in me, I think.
Right.
Um, I'm probably trying to find loud places. What else was I gonna say? I guess I don't know. I just like I'm also like love this Irish ballad, but my brain keeps going to like the night Pat Murphy died and stuff like that, kind of like joking
The
ballad
comic songs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that a tradition as old as the sad ballad, right?
As old, no. I mean, but it's like it's a strong tradition.
Yeah.
That's still like there's some great new entries. There's this accordion player from Cork named Con O'Driscoll who wrote. He did King Lear, but as a comic ballad. You scholars of English, one question I'll ask to answer. You won't find a difficult task. Of Shakespeare's great heroes, which one would you pick to award him first prize for being totally thick? Othello, you know, was a gullible dupe. Hamlet's delay landed him in the soup. But the dumbest old fool in all of Shakespeare is that old king of England, the man they call Lear. And it's like
Oh, that's great.
15 more verses, and then he wrote another one. It's the long ballad about spoons player who comes to a session and then gets murdered, and the judge lets everyone off for kind of understandable. So there's a bunch of there's great comic songs, all still coming out all the time. I love that part of the tradition too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you reminded me also on that first trip to Galway. I have a friend who went to college there, and he made me a list of sessions to go to. And I just brought like my wallet and my bones. And by the time we got to like the last session, we had been drinking a lot, and I was just playing bones with the band for a bunch of songs. And eventually, someone came up to me and just like, "Lad, we don't have bones in every song here. You need to sit down." I was just like, oh yeah, I'm very drunk. I'm probably totally off the beat or whatever.
Yeah.
He was very polite about it, but his arm was very firm as he was moving me away.
That's enough now.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, there are definitely stories of like there was a spoons player who sat down with the session and then at some point got up to go to the bathroom and left his spoons on the table and they were flung out a window. And there are many pubs with signs saying like only one ballroom player allowed.
That's reasonable.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally fair. Yeah. It's also a culture with like a very kind of specific paradigm in mind for what the music should be and what it should sound like, and bones on every tune are not part of the paradigm.
Yeah, that's also legitimate. I understand, especially when it's played by a drunk American's first holiday in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up that people should look for?
Let's see. I have
You're
a
excited
couple
about?
things coming up in May. Whatever the weekend is, that is like right around the 15th. Val Mindell and myself are teaching a singing workshop here at my farmhouse in southern Vermont. Val's an amazing song leader who lives now down in West Virginia. And people could check that out at turtledoveharmony.org. I am going to be recording a gourd banjo album next month, so keep your ears out for that at some point. And having a kitchen square dance party in April. That's actually the next big thing. Just gonna fill up my kitchen with people square dancing. But most of
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's a blast. Yeah, I can fit. I have this old farmhouse I renovated, and I can fit 3 squares in the kind of big kitchen area.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and just anyone can just roll up to your farmhouse and dance.
Yeah.
Wowza. Okay, I'll see what I can do. That sounds like
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Yeah, send me a note.
Yeah, and if there's anything else you want to say, I think we should jump back into our song and maybe you could sing it one more time for everybody. I think now we know
Sure.
how it goes a little bit. We can jump on it
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. 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 And I'll, apologize for my idiosyncratic phrasing, but not really. You know, I think everyone should phrase these songs the way they feel them. So, the cocks are crowing. The cocks are crowing, daylight is appearing, it's drawing nigh to the break of day. Arise, my darling, out of your slumber. Arise, my darling, and come away. And when he came to his true love's window, he kneeled low down upon a stone. And through her window he whispered softly, arise, my darling, and let me in. Who is that that is at my window, and who is that that gives me no rest? 'Tis I, your poor wounded lover, who fain would speak with you, love, a while. Go away and ask your daddy if he would have you my bride to be. If he says no, then return and tell me. This is the last time I will trouble thee. My dada, he's in his bedchamber, he's fast asleep on his bed of ease. In his pocket there lies a letter, which reads, much my darling, unto your disgrace. Oh, what disgrace can he do unto me? A faithful husband to you I'll be. What other neighbors have round their houses? The same, my darling, you will have with me. Go away and ask your mammy if she would have you my bride to be. If she says no, then return and tell me. For I'm not a fitting love your bride. This is the last time I will trouble thee. Oh, my mamma is an old-aged woman, and scarce could hear of a word I'd say. But she bids you go, love, and court some other. For I'm not a fitting love your bride to be. Oh, I will go to the wild mountains, and I'll see nothing but the wild deer, and I'll eat nothing but the wild herbs, and I'll drink nothing but my true love's tears. If the killie boynet were mine in the chorus, and the green fields they were mine and wide, if my pen were made of the tempered steel shore, my true love's praises I could never write.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a pretty song. That's a good one. And your phrasing's great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, felt it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's it just can be hard to follow. Is all I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much for sharing 720 days. Am I right, Caroline? Um, Thank you for coming and sharing your song. All the best, and I guess we'll take that song and keep it in our hearts for the rest of the day. And
Yeah.
I'll start to say our goodbyes to everybody. And yeah, thanks for being
Yeah.
a guest. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Good to meet you.
Ditto. And we're going to now say goodbye to all of our family and friends on Facebook Live. Adios, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.